Thank you, everyone, for joining us for Creatives Chat, episode 40, After Show Convo, featuring I Am Shamel. Join us as we chat about who knows what. Our show shall begin now. Streaming from Retro Earth Studio and brought to you by wearehistorically.com, Conscious Human Apparel, and
Learn to play jazz piano like a pro, by a pro, with Jazz Piano Pro Essentials at jazzpianopro.com.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for another edition of Creatives Chat. Hello, I'm Rusty, and this is Snazzy.
Peter.
And Peter, why don't you tell our viewers and Snazzy who we have lined up on our show today?
We have an American songwriter, performer, and creative. She's always had a way with words, and when she was little, she would write poetry and sell the cards on many occasions. We have I Am Shamel. Just in terms of like the coronavirus and just like the lockdown, like how have you utilized, your spirituality and your just kind of inner search of like self-inquiry, self-mastery, healing? Like, what have you been doing during this year? What has it revealed to you? Any words of wisdom for the listeners?
I got exposed to a lot when the pandemic first hit and stuff. Like, I got the opportunity to be hands-on, like frontline, and serving the community and the people of Washington State with food.
Wow, that's awesome.
I got the opportunity to be manager of a warehouse for a food organization that we were servicing. I'm talking thousands of people a week, from social service organizations, school districts, individuals. We set up a drive-through line, and literally, like, we got to see firsthand the impact of COVID and the devastation that was happening just in our state alone. You feel me? Yeah. So being me and who I am, like, to be a part of something positive, I'm talking literally taking a rinky-dink little Black-owned, operated food distribution place from nothing into what we made it. You feel me? Just through everybody being on board with the mission and what we're doing, and just everything falling in place was just, it was beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, everybody was talking about how they were sick of being in the house and quarantine. Like, I didn't get that opportunity. You feel me? Literally from I had started volunteering from September 2019 up until April of 2020. And, March, April was when things hit and really picked up. And then I came on board. So literally, I'm talking 12, 14-hour days. Like, we're trying to figure out how to get the Washington residents food, especially our people of color. And it was just seeing that and being able to still put smiles on people's faces who are crying and like, just, oh my God, I'm glad I was able to make it to get it. Like, literally have nothing. Wow. Nothing, bro. So it really just put into perspective how blessed I am. It was another learning curve and experience, because at the same time I was going through a breakup. I was with my ex for almost 9 years. Wow. You know what I mean? And just relearning yourself and trying to heal from a heartbreak, and it's like I said, I'm still trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Because it was a transition transitional period for me. It was a learning period for me. It was a testing of everything that I am, because I Am Shamel was put on the back burner because we weren't able to perform. We weren't able to be out and go, but I was still able to impact and touch people as Shamel Simmons in a different capacity. Yeah. But even being away from the creative and art like that, because, I'm not writing or creating like I would normally do. I'm not out and just releasing. It's in a different form. So even just dealing with that and what it looks like going forward in the creative as a creative. But it was just full of lessons, bro. Like the people that came into my life, even in 2020, like I couldn't imagine a better group of people to be surrounded with, and by that, just reconnecting and connecting with, like, it's just been, I'm still trying to decode it and learn, bro, because it's like, I love it. I'm connecting and really still going through the discovery and still, it's still fresh and everything is still happening. I'm still in it. You know what I mean? Like, seriously,
I feel it.
Like even I'm experiencing all type of emotions and things that I just like I'm trying to address and identify, even relearning myself. You know what I mean?
Powerful.
Yeah, like seriously, because think about it, being with somebody for an extended period of time, 8-9 years. You feel me? Like me, like I'm a protector. I'm a caregiver. I'm a lover. To every capacity. I want you happy. I want whatever I can do to try to make you more comfortable, or make sure we're on the same. But whatever I can do or take on to alleviate anything going on in your life, I'm going to do that. Yeah. And knowing who you are and that balance in trying to be effective and efficient with other people is something that I'm trying to learn and figure out, because it's like, how do you be your authentic self and still have empathy, sympathy, and compassion, and communicate and deal with others where others are, and it be effectively, and it's like you're not bumping heads, especially for people I love and I care about. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I don't ever want to offend you. You know what I mean? Like I fuck with you. You know what I mean? Like I don't ever want to. I would never intentionally or come at you a certain way to make you feel anything less than the greatness that I think you are.
Yeah.
Nice. But it happens in conversations and in situations and things, and it's like, I take things to heart, and I because I'm always coming from the heart. I don't know how to not take something personally, because I'm personally in it. Like,
you're putting it out there. You're being vulnerable.
Yeah, I'm a part. I care. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if I don't know. It's like how to be you and be okay with you, and knowing that it's not you and when it is you. You know what I mean? Listening and adjusting and listening and being like, okay, you're full of shit. You know what I mean? Or like, you know what I mean? But holding yourself accountable and being accountable, and then, not making others pay for others' mistakes or what others have done to you. You know what I mean? Like, Peter hasn't done anything to me, so I can't, Marshall's never done anything to me either, but I can't hold Peter accountable for what Marshall might do to me. You know what I mean? Or might say or hold Marshall accountable for how Peter deals, or you know what I mean? Like, I can't do that, because I don't want anybody holding me accountable for somebody else's actions. You know what I mean? So it's just finding that within the relationships and boundaries.
Facts.
Being okay with putting myself first. That's still a foreign concept to me.
Right.
It feels wrong in a sense to think about me and my interests first. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're actually called too independent, is what it's is what people call it.
Is that what it is? Like it
Your
feels
bright light, yo.
it really feels like it doesn't feel like I'm operating or coming from a place where I'm like, how does this make me feel in the moment? You know what I mean? Or what does Shamel want? Or how does Shamel want to that's not first nature to me. You know what I mean? Like when I meet whether it's my place or not, I'm like, hey, how are you? You want something to drink? Can I get you? Like I want you to be comfortable. I'm the oldest of 5. You feel me?
Yeah. That's the thing, is you're used to that, being responsible and holding it down.
Used to it. So it's like tapping in and really figuring out and knowing me. And what I like and what I don't like and what makes me feel away and what don't make me feel away. Relearning those things and like just, knowing that it's okay.
Yeah.
No, you're okay, or you're enough, or you're, just thinking about, like you said earlier, when people are like, well, they're blaming other people and things like, I'm like, dang, like, why didn't my parents do this? Like, why didn't they think about it? And it's like, seeing certain advantages that people have, even like people that are smart, that I feel like are smarter than me or are in a better position than me. And I'm like, dang, well, they had XYZ. Like, why can I have XYZ or access to XYZ? And it's like, it was for a reason, but you don't understand that in the moment. But learning that in like, how can I build from this and, help me catapult and use it for my advantage instead of a crutch.
Facts.
Learning that, like trying to figure and navigate. It's like I'm listen. If I knew, bro, yesterday, last month, like it'd be different, And it's like, I don't know. Like I'm ready for the flow and the abundance in the positive and the high vibrational and I don't know how if y'all can see it, but like the good manifestations and the stuff.
Ooh, I love it.
To existence and fruition, like you know what I mean. Like I'm listen. Take a break from the lessons and things. Let me get the fruits of the labors.
Well, and that right there is just something that like it's always the path I've seen. This is one of the reasons why I feel like one of the reasons why we vibe is like you definitely have the healer vibe, that healer energy, and it's always fascinating to see the brightest lights go into the darkest places because that's where they need to shine, And I think that's something that again we don't really value in life because it's always the falsehoods that we idolize. And I think one of the greatest sayings that always stuck with me, like the moment I heard it just like shook my core, it was there's great wealth and suffering and there's great suffering and wealth. And I'd much rather live a difficult life no matter how hard it is than deal with the delusional comforts that don't, I guess you'd say, don't promote growth. And I think that's something that's always fascinating is just to see. And I mean, I know for myself in a long-term relationship too, it's like it's hard to split the identity when it's such a close, intimate relationship, especially when you're vulnerable. And I find that that's always been one thing that I've tried to have to, I'm a Libra, so I always try to find balance and harmony,
My mom is Libra. So
it's like I'm always trying to find the balance and harmony in things, and I think it's whenever I find disharmony, it's like really, really upsetting to me, because it's like it's kind of like what you're saying is like we know how life could be when you come from the heart. It's so much easier when you come from the heart, and it's just like, why isn't everyone just love?
It's like why?
It's right there. It's like people just expect stuff. It's like when I've let go of my own personal judgments, I was free.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it actually enabled me to have that fresh breath of, you know, it's that new breath of fresh air where I could actually like see myself clearly, of being like, oh, who am I? But it's a different type of self-love that we don't really get taught. You have to really awaken and unfold to it. And sometimes life has to kind of push you down the stairs to go down because the building's on fire. Like you gotta go like now. So it's super cool to see though. Like I'm just so curious, like with everything going on, I just feel like you gotta have some heat cooking on that burner, just waiting to pop and show the world. Like,
bro, you already know, man. You already know, okay? You already know, bro. Like I got a bunch of stuff in the oven, man. So much stuff.
I love it.
Me and Marshall got a couple tracks together. I did the Atlas track on the 12th.
Yeah.
I got a single I'm dropping with Ready Ron on April 3rd called Power. That's dropping. I got a collaboration with Tiffany Wilson called Same God. I got volume 2 cooking.
Yeah, I was gonna say No Gimmicks volume 2 better be out after the Broda.
I mean, yeah, you know, I dropped the Lost Tapes. That was volume 1. We got volume 2 cooking. I got a whole project called Lady Sings the Blues that I'm cooking, and that's more the emotional, like me navigating the relationship and then the breakup and then the emotions and feelings and things that come with that through music. So Lady Sings the Blues, I got some heat, bro. I got working on some stuff that Jabbers producing. Like,
shout out Josh Jabbers.
Yeah, come on, man. I can't wait to get in there with Mercy. You know what I mean? So I got stuff, bro. I got stuff. I got so much. And it's just designating that time to tap into that, because you know I got so much going on. You know, we launched our nonprofit Peace Community Closet.
Yes.
Yeah, so working on that with feeding and clothing the homeless. I've been trying to work and connect with the residency, just get in and be 100% with the creative, bro. Like I want nothing but to be 100% in the creative. You feel me? Because that is my calling. You know, I really feel like that is my purpose and what I'm supposed to be, how I'm supposed to be in it. Yeah. And everything else is secondary to me. So there's just, it's so much in the pipeline and so much going on. I'm teaching myself audio engineering and production. Like, it's just a lot, bro. You know, I've been working with Giorgio, you know, Washington Hall and Cool Out Network, and just learning different things about film. And that whole backlash, I got a conversational series coming out called Conversations with Shamel, which I'm definitely going to have you on. And it's in person. You know, the Zoom thing is great, but it's not it for me. You feel me?
Different vibe. It's a different energy. Yeah, I feel it.
Back into the, you know, we're the intimate, the energy. You feel me? Because we're vibrational beings. It's the exchange of energy that that we do need for survival, that we do need for just who we are as beings. Listen, I've been trying to work some angles on the cannabis thing. I got some ideas and thoughts that I want to do. Bro, I'm all over the place, man. I'm just, you know, I got so much going on, but yeah.
I love it though. Well, I think that right there is, you know, one of the reasons why I want to highlight you on Creatives Chat is because you're a person that's not just limited to the lyrical or musical arts. And I think that's something that's always been really fascinating and cool to see and just hear about. Even just chime in, because I've always known, like, yo, anyone that can spit in the flow like that and just go off, you know, there's a higher energy about that. And you can feel it, you know, it's like, you know, it's just so funny too, because I don't know, for the listeners that haven't got a chance to see Chevelle like in person in the moment on a freestyle battle, like it's completely different people, but like you can feel the energy and the emotion that comes through your words. And then it's like when you're done, you're like, hey, how's it going, guys? You know, like such a bubbly person. I'm just like, that's fucking dope. Like, but that's how you know that, you know, for me, it's a, you know, a wise soul, a developed person, and, you know, someone that's undergone that healing process. And it's just a different wave. So I already know that, you know, whatever you set your heart to, like life's going to provide, because we're here to change this place the way I really see it. You know, those healers that really do come from that place of the heart. You're like, we've been sent here to correct the wrongs that so many have lived through. And it's always that challenge of, all right, well, are they going to be able to get through that, you know, dark night of the soul? Or are they going to be able to get through that, just like that turmoil and tribulation, so they can really make it out to the other side, you know, like that journey through the dark cave? Are they going to get to the light?
Right.
You know, and it's that matter of like willpower and perseverance. Like, you know, it's not a matter of if, it's just a question of when, the way I see it with a lot of people like yourself and myself too. I'm just like, yo, let's go.
And
you
see,
know?
like, and that we need those reminders, bro, because life is life, you know what I mean? And things happen on a minute to minute basis, and we experience so much. And it's like, you don't know how those words of encouragement are just those acknowledgments and those little gems and things that you drop just help push us that much further, help us fuel that little bit, like that one thing. It could be one word, one anything to just help you go. This is like you know, the same time and effort that people put in to tell you the dislikes and the disadvantages of things. Like it takes the same, less energy to, you know, drop something to help somebody, you know, to help them grow and help them be, because we experience so much and we deal with so much, and it's not losing that, what I like to call mustard seed faith, you know what I mean? The baby faith that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That just that idea or dream, or that, like Russell Wilson said, why not us? Why not me? You know what I mean? Why not? You know what I mean? Like, what happens if I actually sit here and put all my eggs in this basket? Why do we tell people don't put all your eggs in one basket? Why not? Because all our eggs, that means we're thin. But here, if this one breaks, I still got 12 right here. You feel me? If all my eggs are here, then my only job is to protect this basket. If I have 12 eggs in 12 different baskets, I got to worry about 12 different angles. I got to worry about 12 different things. But if I actually just, let me put all my eggs here and let me do whatever I can to get from here to here. You feel me? Like all I see when I'm looking at my laptop is, if from between me and you, I just see there's space between me and you. This looks like a straight path, right? But then when I get to the space bar, and then, oh dang, am I going to choose the E key or am I going to choose the N key to get to H? I can go either way. You know what I mean? Oh, that might let me try. You know, like I don't know what is all going to come in along this path, but it's like, you know, just that the little stuff, the little trinkets, the little, hey, I see you, the little. This, like, it helps, you know what I mean? Because we take on so much, and we just you know, so I applaud you, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, real recognizes real, as the listeners always hear me say.
All day, bro. All day, man. All day.
You said something that really just gets me, and you know, and it's, why not me? That's one of the biggest questions that I find that I had such a hurdle really questioning, which is like, well, why not? Why am I investing my energy and emotion into thinking about other people? Like, why do I have so many different idols and bullshit living rent free in my head and using my energy, you know? And I think that's the one thing that I really want to encourage the listeners too, is just, you know, when you really go all in on yourself, that's when I find, and that's what I've experienced, that life actually rewards you with stuff. Like, because it's like, oh, you finally get it.
Yeah, but we're taught the opposite, that you have to give and be invested into other people's ideas and other people's things and other people to be granted or blessed because it's selfless. You know what I mean? But it's like, if I'm giving everything to somebody else, and then I have nothing to give to me, then what is that? Am I not significant? Is my thoughts or what I have going on not important? You know, some people are supposed to be the supporting roles to other people, but some people are supposed to be the people that people are supporting. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's figuring it out, bro.
Yeah. Well, I'm so grateful that, you know, life has given you these opportunities to inspire more people. Because I already know, like, whatever's coming out from all of this experience that you're just explaining, and the highs and the lows, and just it's really put you on that path of just like full-blown service to humanity. And, you know, I'm excited to see the work that you do, not just with obviously like your music and your arts, but with your community work. Like, tell me more. I'm curious about that. When did you start the nonprofit? Like, when did the nonprofit become official?
It's already official. We're registered and everything. We're it's peacecommunitycloset.org. We're literally waiting on our approval for our 501c3 so we can, you know, play with the big boys. But we've literally been doing feedings and we're bi-weekly mobile pop-up clothing food boutique for the homeless and people experiencing homelessness. We did a feed on Sunday at the exhibition hall down there at the Seattle Center. You know, they converted that into a shelter. This one was an all-men shelter, but we had the opportunity to do a feeding there and just got to talk to some great people and hear some stories. And literally, we met a guy that literally is up here contemplating, like, you know, do I really want to be a functional member of society, or is this really what all that life is going to give to me? You know what I mean? And just being able to meet somebody in that place, not knowing, and just being able to say, I see so much potential in you, and there's so much more that is here and available to you, and that can come from you. Like, you are not your circumstance or your current situation, you know, and you end up encouraging and inspiring yourself, trying to help other people, you know, just being able to find people like that and have a way to help them wherever they are, you know, make them feel seen, make them feel heard, make them feel appreciated. They're human too. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's unfortunate the things that happen to people that put them in the positions that they're in, you know, and some of them don't want help. You know, some of them are perfectly okay with where they are. But what about the ones that are out here like, man, I just want to be seen today. Like, if somebody just came with this, and we never know, we could have been that sign, we could have been that vessel at that point that person needed to change the direction of their life. Ooh. You know what I mean? And just being able to be those blessings to people is just, it's a feeling unreal. You know what I mean? I couldn't ask for a better team to work with. You know, my best friend, her brother, his fiance, like, it's just, everybody is so dope, and we bring different things to the organization, and we're on the same page. We're in it for the same reasons. Our hearts are pure for it, and we're really about the community and about the people. You feel me? I feel like it's easy to get caught up in the idea of nonprofits and knowing the opportunity financially behind nonprofits and what people are doing, and they're not really taking care of the community and the people and doing what they're supposed to be doing with the resources and what they're doing. But you know, being out here and really connecting with these people, and it's like we're we're just overwhelmed with joy because things are happening and they're happening so quickly, and we're like, dang, it's a dream come true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we leave feeling like knowing that we impacted somebody's life today in a good way. We helped
Right.
somebody smile.
You change someone's life. Like,
And we don't
one,
even know how, like what the little thing, like to us, it's not major, you know what I mean? We're like, what more can we do?
yeah,
How more can we help? And it's like just by us providing this meal to this person, they're like, oh, beans and rice, like this make me feel like home. You feel
Right.
me? They're like, man, I had an interview tomorrow. I didn't have anything to wear. Thank you so much. All my stuff was stolen. Thank you so much. Like,
right.
they're so
Oof.
appreciative. They're so like grateful that people see them and want to help and not just judge them from afar and not just turn their nose at them. Like, we've always
Ugh.
givers. Like, before we even formed the nonprofit, like me and my best friend would just go around on the weekends. We'd make 75 100 lunches and go pass them out from Seattle to Tacoma, hitting different parks
Yeah,
and
yeah.
communities and things, just giving out. I always keep uh dollar bills and stuff in my car, and when I'm handing them out, if I have food here
Yeah, yeah.
food, you know what I mean? I have that privilege. I'm blessed enough to be, here you go. You the one that have the sign that says anything help, this is all I got, boom. Like,
Thanks.
they're grateful, and just
Yeah.
being able to just impact people like that. Our goal this year is to service 10,000 people. You feel me? So we're really focused on that. Like, peacecommunitycloset.org. That's our official website. We're on Instagram at Peace Community Closet. But yeah, like we just really out here trying to impact in a positive way on the give back. So we're just trying to be the best vessels that we can and help.
Hey, I mean, it's just a game of self. We're all we're helping ourselves out, and I think that's the power of the subtleties when we just serve humanity. It doesn't take a lot to really make someone's life. And I've always been I mean, I'm a beneficiary to that because I've had some of the most kind of like revelatory mini conversations just in passing, like with some old like abuelas at the grocery store, just like when I've had really big points of turmoil when I didn't really feel like I had anyone to like express myself to or talk with, when it was just like this one small conversation, just one act of kindness really does drastically change someone's life. And I see like yourself that, have that type of determination to really stay golden in terms of their heart, to stay compassionate despite all the suffering and betrayal. And I really want to be able to empower people in the right way, that it doesn't need to come through hate and suffering, that it can come through love. And that's a type of transformation I don't think our world's seen yet. So it's like, it's funny how it comes back to it, like it really is a game of one and all it is love, the way I see it. So like, yo, I already know you're about to be doing some big things, and I definitely want to help you as much as I can. So,
Appreciate it, man.
oh, of course. Again, like when you're a healer, I think that's one of the things that was always like an outlier for me is you're always drawn to service. And that's the stuff that really resonates with everybody in truth, but like especially for like those that know how much it hurts to pain. It's a difference, it's an inexpressible feeling when you're able to really just see that like childlike, like Christmas morning look in someone's eyes over something as simple as like socks.
Like,
It brings,
it makes you want to cry.
yeah.
And that is, you're the first person that said me being a healer. Like, I've never heard that before. Because I'm like, man, I want to heal. You know what I mean? Like, I'm healing. But yeah, just I really have to attribute it to being the oldest and having to not put myself first, but always my siblings before
Yeah.
me, or with anything that I had going on. It was them, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
my mom is a big giver. My mom, my grandma, my family, like we're just, big hearted people. We are loving, and we loyal. That's just who we are. It's just been, it's a part of me. Sometimes I'm like, listen, I want to be a dick. I want to, it's like, it's just so out of character. It's just, it doesn't,
Right.
don't even know where to begin. It doesn't even feel right, so
You
why
gotta
fight it,
kill him with kindness, yo.
yeah, bro. It's like, at the end of the day, karma is real.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And what we put out here,
Facts.
we are gonna get back one way or another. And it's like when people really realize that, and people really just treat people how you want to be treated, bro. Like, do for others that you would want done unto you. Like, it sounds so simple and it sounds so easy, but it's really tough for people.
Yeah. And it's definitely the biggest hurdle that I think we're experiencing right now. Again, I think that's even like cancel culture and all this other nonsense to me is just another expression of just the deeply rooted traumas that we need to heal through as a society still, where it's, like there's very few actions. I think there's only like two that I'd like to say. I probably won't list them here. Just keep it, family friendly as much as I can. That I think that are you can't walk back from.
Yeah.
But damn near everything else, you can find a space to be forgiven if you can forgive yourself and make the changes. And I think that's something that, it's going to take a lot of love. It's going to take a lot of compassion, but it starts with the awesome work you're doing, and again, like showing people that you can have motivational, inspirational, and honestly, just like the party dope raps, like the romantic raps and songs and really just like singing that can change people's life. Anytime you can give someone a break and just get lost in the music. I listened to the entire discography, all the freestyle Fridays, just, like, and it's dope just to see the continual unfoldment that is Shamel, because it just keeps getting more and more dope. I'm super excited for everything you got coming out, yo.
Thank you. And that's just something that I'm working on and really focused on doing, especially this year, is just, continuing to be consistent with the Freestyle Fridays, continuing to be consistent with expressing and putting out the creative works that I do come up with, because as creators, we get to create, and we the only ones know we're creating. We're not supposed to harbor it. You know what I mean? We're not supposed to just keep it to ourselves. We're supposed to create and give it some way, some form. Like everything is about giving. Everything is about having the faith or the follow through enough in yourself to put out what it is that's in you, because that's what's ultimately going to change and make the impact, is what brewed up here and then you released somehow, some way out into the universe, and then seeing what comes of it. So
facts, facts. And Shamel, I just gotta thank you, just even just for the vulnerability and expressing yourself and ultimately being real. I think that's one of the reasons why I've always valued you as a being, is just like, that's a real one. I'm happy we finally got a chance to actually have like a long sit down and chat about it, because there's so much potential that each person gains when we can share our experience to one another. And I already know that like your story is one of inspiration and expression, and that just goes to show for people that life is always this great mystery. And I'll bring it back to what you said earlier in the beginning. It's like, you got your start point, you got your end point, but whatever you do in the middle, that's up to you. And it can either be a loving, self-healing, self-inquiry journey of mastery, or you could be a bitch and just like quit and just be broken, and just don't worry, because you got people like Shamel that are gonna come help heal you. I think that's one thing you gotta marinate in. It's like, you're a healer, and I think it's one thing. Like, I have older siblings and they're not protectors like you. That's you. That's a you thing. And that's one of the things where I'm like, she got that extra vibe about her. So this chat interview confirmed it for me. So
appreciate it, man. I really just want to do my part. You know what I mean? I think about that all the time. Like, especially when we lose legends and people that have left made a great impact on the world. I'm like, man, like the one thing we can't figure out and we don't know is when we check out of here. You feel me? And for me, like it's just like I feel like I have so much to offer and so much to give, and that there's so much that I could do and be doing, and trying to make the most of while I'm here, because once it's over, bro. You know what I mean? And it's like that really like motivates me, and it really like is like my driver. I don't know. You know what I mean? And it's like I can't take the time to wait on other people. I can't take the time to depend on other people. I have to trust and believe that I am tapped in and connected enough to the source, to the creator, to God, whatever it is for you, to know that I'm here for a mission, and that my mission is being guided and navigating, and I'm having the visions and the thoughts, and I'm in the realms and the places that I'm supposed to be, how I'm supposed to be, when, and that I'm living and walking in my purpose to the best of my capabilities where I am in that moment, in that time, because I feel like we're continuously evolving, and we're continuously elevating and being re-represented even to ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's like wherever we are in those moments and in those times, like being able to embrace and navigate and effectively and efficiently, and still be in your purpose, and not losing sight, and not losing the hope, not losing the faith. And it's tough. Like it's bro, if I'm being 100, like it is. Some days are better than others. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like
100%.
Waking up and being like, wow, I got another chance. Like seriously, like I have another chance. Like, you know what I mean? Like to think that something thinks highly enough of me to give me the opportunity and a chance to continue to move forward on something that I'm not even sure about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts, yo. No, I feel it.
No blueprint for me. You know what I mean? Well, what work for one person may not work for me, or what works for me may not work for them, but there's really no concrete nothing. It's all vision, execution.
Facts. Life is so simple when you boil it down to how it really operates, right?
You get the vision. Are you going to execute it or not?
Yeah.
Are you gonna fight through and persevere everything that you come up with here to stop you to even take the first step?
It's the most difficult one, in truth, you know. But I think that's the thing right there that you said. I want to highlight that, especially because when you live with the humility and gratitude that we really don't know when we're going to go, and like you question your mortality in that sense, that humbling urgency really is a game changer in just how you operate. And I can't express that enough to the listeners. It's like, don't take time for granted. You know, you hear it time and time again. And, you know, I've gotten a chance to work with enough people in the senior demographic to know that you never want to be in that point where you regret. It's, you know, seeing people in their 90s, in their like late 70s, early 80s, talk about their regrets, and, you know, passing on their words of wisdom of just like, hey, you know, you got this and this and this, don't stop doing it. You know, like don't end up like, you know, this, or they talk about someone they've lost, or even themselves and like their own inabilities. It's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking. But it's just that much more inspiration and motivation for me to know that it's like, yeah, I'm gonna dance my fucking dance. I'm gonna do me till I go. Like,
and I'm gonna go crazy with it too. And I don't care. Like, but we care. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, and that's the tough part is we don't care, but we care. And it's like I feel it's learning to be aware, to care enough to be aware, but not care enough to fear.
Bar.
That was not what that was.
Yeah, you should work on that one though. You could execute that essence right there in such a dope fashion. I already know. Like,
oh my god.
but
People tell me all the time, you talk like you rap. you talk like you're rapping. Why do I feel like you're rapping at me, bro? I'm like, oh, I'm not. I'm just trying to have a conversation. Like, what is going
but
on?
that's just how much it flows off you, yo. It's just like it's the natural poetic mind, and I think that's something that always got me. Is like, I think because of really, it's like honestly, I think like '90s gangster rap really kind of put like a stain on a lot of people's perspective. But it's just like, oh man, have you guys ever just like read rap, like fucking poetry, like yo, like there's so much deeper expression to like what is truly our greatest power. It's our voice. And I think that's one of the things that I'm really excited to see how things develop with Peace Community Closet and I Am Shamel's brand, because this is just like two worlds that could just blow up. And I'm just waiting. I'm excited for this one, and I think that's funny too, because we got to bring it back to, what Rusty was saying in the green room, where when you get creatives in the room and you just flow, it's a beautiful dance of just different perspectives and ideas. So it's like, I always want to just, thank you for, I have so many different like pieces of the puzzle that I can just like put in place from this conversation. And, and I think that's one of the real reasons why I'm grateful for life. Life never ceases to amaze me, and the lessons and the people that it brings into it. So, I just gotta say, I appreciate you and keep doing your work. You're changing lives. It's going to be really cool to see how this flourishes for you.
Thank you, Roman. I appreciate you for even just having me and thinking, enough of me to want me to be a part, bro. And what you see in other people and then expressing that to them and, giving them that platform and that opportunity, and not only giving them their accolades. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I appreciate you, bro, and the work that you've done, not just for your own life and your own self, because, your story and chapter could have been wrote and done a long time ago. You know what I mean? And where you could, but the fact that you persevered and like, the smile that you have and who you are, like, who would ever know you were Pistol Pete, bro?
Again, life is just such a fun dance and play. I see it as a playground, and I'm just here to play and have fun and really relive that childlike effortlessness that we had. And that's why, again, I'm so happy we got a chance to talk, because you tap into the flow, and that just goes to show like your own development. And that's the thing for me, where I'm like, yo, if more people could realize the freedom and peace that really stems from that expression, people would take this shit seriously. It's not woo-woo, it's experiential. Like, you can live it, you can know it, you can feel it, you can smell it, taste it, see it. And that's one of the reasons why I was like, oh, I want to know that person. Like, that's different. That's a little extra. I want to see what Rusty's got to say real quick.
So thank you, everybody, for joining our after show convo. And I just have a couple of remarks, because first of all, I love your shirt. And it's a diamond heart.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
When I look at it, and I was like, well, you don't wear your heart on your sleeve, you wear it on your chest.
A badge of honor.
Yeah, and Peter referred to you as a healer, and you were like, wow, that's the first time, But I got the whole time, though, that you are definitely a giver. I was told at a very young age that there are two types of people in this world: givers and takers. And then I was asked to reflect on who gets the most rewards. And so, we live in this world where we think that taking, is going to get us instant gratification, And what I've realized, though, is that giving is beyond compare. Like, you can't put a price tag. You're talking about feeding the homeless. I've worked in a nonprofit and served some on a regular basis. I've served in the food kitchen and stuff like that. And there's no greater gratitude than just being able to use my time to fulfill a greater purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Time to me is our greatest investment, and how we spend our time determines what we receive out of life.
Right.
And so I want to thank you for, well, a lot of us were quarantined indoors. You're out making the rounds and making sure everyone was fed. So thank you so much for being of service to our community.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. When you talking about the rewards, I guess you never look at it being a giver, but you're probably rewarded most because that means you're being given, you have something to give. You know what I mean? And you have something to pass on to somebody else and somebody else and somebody else, even if they just took it from you and did whatever, you're still able to give something to somebody else. So continuing to pour into others. So I guess a giver would be the most rewarded because what you gave to that person and they ran off and just took in a negative way, that might be all they got. But I got something else to be able to now give to you. I gave Peter something, now I can give you something. You feel me? So it's like, I guess I'm never, that's like that, Rusty.
It's dope though. I love it too. And it comes back to that point where the real stuff that speaks to our heart is always service. Mm-hmm. I've just found that like that's how I can tell if someone's aligned with their own truth and like life itself is like, if you don't get a different type of joy that's like, you know, brings tear to your eyes, makes your heart smile, that's just inexpressible, then like you're not living life, in my opinion. It's the greatest feeling. Like,
and I get that. Yes, I may be in a position to be blessed, but I've gone downtown where, you know, you're talking about feeding the homeless, or I interact with, you know, people on the street. I'm just that way. Like if I see somebody, you know, hey, I'll even wave, I acknowledge them. Most people just like maybe even step to the other side of the street, you know, and avoid them completely. I've seen that happen. I've seen people walk away from me. So I sometimes look like I might be a street person, but part of me goes, just like looking them in the eye and just like doing a little head nod. You know, you don't understand. Wow, someone sees me as a person, you know, and because I sometimes I've felt that like disconnect from the world, you know, and just getting a little, you called it validation. I thought that was very important. Just feeling validated, feeling
you're a human.
Yeah. Hey, I get it. I'm a mark. People walk up to me and they see you coming a mile away. Like this guy, I can get whatever I ask for this guy. And I will give you the shirt off my back. I got no problem. You may feel like you've taken advantage of me, but I will have felt like I've fulfilled a greater purpose. Like, great, I can always get me another shirt, you know, and I need a suntan. So it worked in my favor. And we're talking about being nice and being taken advantage of. Yeah, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you're a good person. And if you, or I'm just using you as an example, Shamel, I'm using Peter as an example. If Peter were to burn me in any way, that's not on me.
Right.
Why am I the idiot for giving somebody trust? It's the idiot that blew the trust. That, you know, and so... And I've done it multiple times, like turn around, do it right, you know, and I get burned again, you know, and it's like, and I'm thinking, you know, some people are like, well, Russ, you haven't learned your lesson. Nope, they haven't learned their lesson.
Facts though.
Because you can't let it change your heart and who you are, because then you're going to be like everybody else.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they do look at me cross-eyed sometimes when I give without expectation in return. Like, well, what's the catch?
Right.
The catch is you receive it. That's the catch. I throw it, you catch it. That's the catch.
Right.
I don't expect you to throw it back. I don't expect you to you know, you do whatever you want with it. But here you go. You know, and that, like, why are you being nice? I get it. It's a foreign feeling to some people.
Well, it's a sign of true. To me, it's a sign of a lot more pain than they're willing to accept or admit, and to really look at into themselves of why they treat others like that. So, no, that's a good way to put it, though. Yeah. I like that.
Well, Shamel, it's been a pleasure having you on Creatives Chat. You have been an amazing inspiration to our, I'm about to say to me, but I mean to our community.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Again, I just appreciate the opportunity and that, you guys even thought enough to have me and want me to hear it.
Of course. Well, you're a beautiful soul, and I think more people really need to know, especially in the city. I think, we could be turning up and supporting you and your works way more and harder than people are. Because you really are doing the work of, whatever you want to call it, God, source, the creator. It's like you're doing the work for the hearts of everybody, and I think that's the one thing of service that people forget is one act of kindness can stop someone from heartbreak, can stop someone from hurting someone, can stop someone from hurting themselves. And especially those who are already ostracized from society with how we treat those who are homeless and experiencing homelessness. It's some of the saddest stuff you see, and again, it's just being Mr. Smiles, like even just I'm smiling at everybody. It's like I ask homeless people their names all the time, and they look terrified sometimes because they're like, wait, you're talking to, they usually do one of these to make sure I'm not talking behind them. And I'm like, no, I'm talking to you, bro. Like, how's your day going? You all right? Because
what? Yeah.
Right. I think when we reach a point in society where we have that many people losing faith in humanity and themselves, we have to know we're not doing it right. And I think that's the work that you're bringing to people's attention, is that it's the small acts of kindness. So I think we'll have to, the Creatives Chat community will definitely have to help. We'll definitely have to help out Peace Community Closet in some way, shape, or form.
Yes. We'd love to have you.
All right, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in to Creatives Chat, and have a happy always.
Roll the outro.
That concludes this episode of Creatives Chat. Thank you for watching. Join us every Thursday at 3:33 p.m. Pacific Daily Time as creative minds get together and chat about who knows what. View more episodes on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks again to our sponsors for making this show possible. Thank you, LoyaltyGutterServices.com and WeAreHistorically.com. Conscious Human Apparel.
Hi, I'm Darius Wilrich. I'll teach you everything you need to know about playing jazz piano like a pro with my 12-week online video course and downloadable guidebook, Jazz Piano Pro Essentials. Enroll today at jazzpianopro.com.
Thanks for joining us.